Good afternoon. I'm going to talk to you about my ski project. It's a project that started in September 2015, and it's going to last for years. I'm working in this project from the Cambridge team, but you also have someone from the coordinator team, Eduardo, so you can look for him if you want to have, it's over there, if you want to have a more broader vision of what the coordinator thinks about this project. This is Cambridge's view. Maestri, it's a project funded by the European Commission under the Horizon 2020 program, and it has 15 partners, so we are a large consortium working towards improving sustainability in manufacturing industry, especially focusing on the process industry. Our main objective is to create concepts, but also tools that they can help companies to adopt more energy and resource efficiency strategies. We have identified several gaps that they range from technological and technical to managerial and organizational. And we realized at the time of writing the proposal that the best way of addressing all these gaps is to create a total efficiency framework that will put together several concepts that they already exist in the literature, but also in the industry. So we are putting together eco-efficiency and efficiency process assessment methods with lean manufacturing, lean management methods for at more strategical level. And then we're including an industrial symbiosis approach. And all of this will be connected to an Internet of Things platform that hopefully will be bringing near real-time data to provide a better decision-making to companies that they are using this total efficiency framework. So what I wanted to present to you is a sample of Kallenburg, which is the more representative example of industrial symbiosis. And it brings together different industries in a network in which they are exchanging and reusing waste streams between each other. So industrial symbiosis refers to this search for competitive advantage that companies, they do in a collaborative approach. So it's a lot based on collaboration. It's very much based on collaboration. And the important thing also with industrial symbiosis is that there is an evolution. So the Kallenburg example started in 1960-something, and in 1973, it had 3 companies involved that they were exchanging waste. But in now, 2015, that was my picture, it has more than 10 organizations that they are connected together, and they are exchanging materials, energy, all of it. Benefits of industrial symbiosis, economic benefits, because companies, they will save in the resources that they need, so they need less inputs, or they are using inputs that they have been already processed. And also, they will save in the cost of the waste practices, the waste management practices. But some companies, they may neglect this, but it's important also that they are making revenues out of these byproducts and the waste that they are now commercializing. Environmental benefits, we can imagine them, like less environmental impact due to less resources that they are being used, and more control into the pollution, less things that they go to landfill, and they reuse and recycling. So it's an enabler of more circular, closed-loop systems to the circular economy. Companies, they get their relationship with others in the business networks improved, and this creates more opportunities for them. They open new markets, and also they can increase or they can improve their corporate social responsibility activities, and that's good. Benefits for the community are related to the creation of new jobs, ways of securing existing jobs, and also creating around the company, creating also a more safer and more cleaner environment. So everything seems to be a win-win. What happens why companies that don't use it is they may not be aware of all the value that their materials have, or all the value outcomes that their business operations are generating. Applying an industrial symbiosis approach can help them to analyze what is the value that is currently being captured and what is the value that is uncaptured at every state of the production process. So it's about searching for latent value at the plant level, at every step of the production. And it's also about eliminating the concept of waste. We are not, if you look at everything that you have in a company, not thinking that is waste, but thinking that that thing, it's a potential value, it's a potential material, it's something that I could potentially get value out of it, that will really, really improve the way how companies operate. Challenges, we have done, challenges as success factors is the first part of the project that we have done. We have done a thorough literature review, but also I'm in the process of interviewing up to 16 companies, actually in different countries, so in UK, in Spain, in Portugal, and in Germany. And they are all, most of them, they're manufacturing companies, but I also took some interesting examples that were suggested by some nice researchers in the room, that they are not manufacturing companies, but they are actually doing industrial symbiosis. And it's really amazing how these non-manufacturing companies, they are applying these principles, and we should learn from them. Problems that the companies, challenges and problems that the companies face when they are looking for opportunities for industrial symbiosis are related to understanding the materials. What I say, understanding that what you have is not waste. You need to characterize it. You need to see where is it. You need to characterize it. And you need to understand also sometimes what is the potential for recycling. One of the companies I was interviewing, they said, like, yeah, my scrap from production or the waste that I have, I know it has a problem in the recyclability. So they themselves knew that it's going to be very difficult and nobody is going to be able to take it unless they find a good solution for that material that will make all the trouble of recycling worthy. On the contrary, if you pay attention to the nature of that material and you look for a solution that matches the size of the problem or the nature of that or the value that you can get from that material, then that's an enabler of doing more and applying better industrial symbiosis. Keeping a learning approach, like don't think that the first idea for commercialization that you get is the idea that it's going to be the final one. At later stages, companies, they may face problems with the legislation. They may face problem finding partners who to partner with, that we all have a win-win situation, that we all get something out of it. They may be facing also problems at national, global sector. So if there are trends in the sector that they are going to affect the business of one of the companies that is doing the exchange, that's going to create disruption also in the network. And companies entering and going out of the network, that's also something that it may create an imbalance when you are doing symbiosis within more than 3 companies, which is normally the desirable case. So what we are going to do in Maestri is to look for tools and methods that can help companies to look for systematic ways of analyzing the latent value in their waste, of analyzing this as part of their business search for competitive advantage. So not doing it like a secondary activity, but bringing it to the core of the business. In the poster I have in the room, and I can take you and talk to you more with more visual help through that. We have 4 guiding questions for a toolkit that we are going to develop within the Maestri project. The first question is how to see waste, how companies can identify what is the waste and where is that in the companies, and also then they will need to understand how to characterize that waste. What are the key relevant parameters that they need to know, and that will help them to understand in a third step how to value that waste, how you can get the most out of that material that you have, that I would not like to call it anymore waste, but we can call it byproduct. And the fourth question is how to exploit it. Because when you know that that material has value, how are you going to exploit it? Are you going to do alone? Are you going to do it with a partner? So all these questions, they may arise to your head at some point, and we are aiming to provide an answer to all of them. And the final one is how to implement it, how to make it happen, how to develop an action plan that you have some steps to do it. My final slide was about engaging companies. So I'm looking for companies that they want to be part of my study, either telling me how is their approach to industrial symbiosis, or telling me, well, I think I'm doing industrial symbiosis. Do you want to come and study us? And not because I'm building a library of case studies, and this library of case studies will help to understand which are these changes that they happen more often. Once the library of case study is done and we have these changes identified, the aim is to build a waste database, which probably I will not call it waste database, because I don't like the word waste. And this can help companies that they are in a situation of, okay, I'm a company that works on plastic manufacturing. What are others doing with plastic waste? What are others doing in my sector? And then finally, to develop this toolkit that will help companies to go through all the questions that I have mentioned before, so supporting them to go through the process. So companies that they want to go through the process and use the tools and help us to define them are very much welcome to contact me, any of the team. Many thanks. Thank you.